approach in terms of the retention management, because a lot of cases setting up the getting the goal communicated, right,
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
and setting up the common goal that works for each other is hard. I mean, I have employed, and people management is the most pain in the ass thing you can do, right?
Yes, sir.
And it's not easy, right? And I think anything that can actually change the frame would be actually beneficial for a lot of the workplace kind of thing, right? And not only it would be good for the commercial, I think it would work on the government side too, right?
Yes, sir.
So kind of wanted to hear more about your vision, how you are trying to push your software framework, and what would be your kind of go to market strategy and things like that.
Yes, sir. I have a
Okay.
pitch deck prepared for you.
Sure.
You can also see the pitch deck on the meeting. If you click
Mm-hmm.
on the meeting, there's also you can download it yourself, but you don't have
Okay.
to download it. Just follow
Right.
along, and I'll just explain to you.
Mhm. Sounds good.
Yes, sir.
Let me
So
turn off my camera because I'm gonna go
no, no,
look at
go
my
ahead.
computer.
Don't, no
Yeah.
worries. So a little bit about myself before I start, sir.
Mhm.
Actually, let me just share my screen first.
Yeah.
So I know well within the government, I have a clearance as well, and I
Mm-hmm.
work as a consultant in DC
Yep.
as a business analyst. I also work with the State Department. We are creating a HR tool called Talent Map.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but that's the project I'm working on. But other than that, I'm also a reserve officer in the
Okay.
cyber unit in the Army.
Okay.
Yeah, so I know a lot about how terrible government systems are because I work
Mm-hmm.
on those fields, and
Alrighty.
how great opportunity like the platform that we're developing can really help
Mm-hmm.
in not just in commercial like you said, but especially in the government.
Yep.
I know a lot of my soldiers within DoD that has no idea what to do. I mean, that's the whole point of them joining the army in the first place. That's being honest.
Mm-hmm.
They have no idea what they want to do in terms of career, their goals, and stuff like that. So that's where like the initial idea came from. Alex here, he's our FM for our company, financial manager.
Okay.
Alex, you want to do a quick intro on you?
Yeah, well, it's very good to meet you. Well, I come a little bit more from a traditional space, specifically more real estate and capital markets and
Mm-hmm.
M&A type work. Right now, I also do work as a private equity consultant, so basically doing a lot of market analysis and due diligence type.
Mm-hmm.
That's in conjunction with some of the work I'm doing separately in terms of structuring real estate-based investment assets.
Yep.
I'm partnering a little bit with a venture studio that is being backed by a Silicon Valley VC firm. So I've been
Mm-hmm.
having a crash course in SaaS and e-commerce based products.
Yep.
It just so happens that around the same time I came across Sean and his business, and we figured it'd be a good match.
Okay. Good. Good.
Yes, sir. Um, can you see the screen? And
Yeah. So I'm reading your presentation, looking at your presentation. Yeah.
awesome, sir. Do you have any questions before we start?
No. Let's get started.
Yes, sir. All right. So our brand and our company is called Entropy.
Mm-hmm.
This is a subsidiary company to our holdings company that Mr. O is invested in, called
Okay.
PNC. So we have a LLC structure that is already set in place where there's a holding company with multiple branches
Mm-hmm.
underneath it. This being one of them. So our main idea and the frame actually came from a public application.
Mm-hmm.
Public application meaning is B2C. It's called TriVat, where people are able to achieve goals and get rewarded for it. That was the basics of the idea,
Mm-hmm.
and the foundation came from what's his name? Billionaire Warren Buffett. He said, the best investment you can make is in yourself. Because I was really
Right.
interested in the investment back in college, so so that's where it all started with an idea. But right now we have a new brand that we can really market to B2B and
Mhm.
hopefully bootstrap our way up. And then I want to look more further into the future and then actually make this a B2C platform or B2 to public platform in the future. But to be able
Mhm.
to do that, you gotta have a formidable company backing that project up.
Yes. Mhm.
So B2B market seemed a lot more um, great pivot in our perspective. So, our kind of motto is like authentic culture created by your greatest HR investment because
Mhm.
we are you invest in yourself. That's how we are able to collect data. And organization sets the goal, overarching goal for the entire company. And depending on what the goal is laid out, employees can put the investment and commit themselves and then be able to really push forward whatever the goal that organization has set.
But your company is not a HR management company. You are HR tools company, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
But what we also have in addition to our platform service is also a HR consulting
Mhm.
service. So after we collect all those data and we make it into a pretty dashboard and pretty benchmarks, we actually have our own team of
Mhm.
psychologists, data analysts, behavioral analysts. Go through it and then see and customize certain like tips and tools that they can implement within their own company. So that's a little additional package that our consumers will have to pay.
Mhm.
But that's something that we
Yeah,
also
but
implement.
that's the at least that's your cost of trying to attract customers so that they don't have to do all that work by
Yes,
themselves.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
You're exactly
Alrighty.
right.
Mhm.
So, it's very simple presentation. We're just gonna go over a problem and the
Yeah.
solution, and what the product is, and how we're gonna go to the market, who are competitors, and talk about at the end our current financial situations.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm just gonna play a quick 2 minute video.
Mhm.
It uh, little warning in advance that it does have a little bad languages, but he's
Yeah,
just
no problem.
a little being passionate and stuff.
The most
Mhm.
important thing
Can
for
you
your
hear, sir?
company and
Yep.
your service is your internal culture. The number one thing that will make your company go fast is continuity and lack of politics, which means we are on the dawn of the era where emotional intelligence is about to become the single most important trade. That skills through technology growth will continue on a daily basis to be commoditized. I highly, highly, highly recommend that if you take anything away from my talk, take this one thing away from me. You better go home and audit every single employee you have, and you better figure out which employee makes the other employees miserable. I don't give a shit if it's your number one salesperson, your best fucking developer, or your co-founder. Cancer spreads. With cancer and politics comes lack of speed. Your company will get much slower because people are sitting around debating how miserable they are or worried to have meetings with other individuals. In my company, the number two person is not the CFO or the CEO, a COO, excuse me. The number two person after me is Claude Silver. She is the Chief Heart Officer. It is no question the biggest variable to our success. It has never, and I mean ever, been more important for you to care about the internal feelings, culture. Let me tell you how you do not build culture. You do not build culture by having free snacks in your cafeteria. Let me tell you how you do not build culture. You do not build culture by having a foosball table or open seating. You build culture by actually talking to people one by one and understanding what they care about. And what you will learn is some people want money, and some people want time with their family, and some people want title, and some people want creativity, and it is your job to know every single one of those things about every single person every single day. Because 23-year-old Sally at 27 wants different shit. 31-year-old Charlie at 34 wants different shit. It is time that this ecosystem starts paying attention to the human elements that will drive our businesses to the next level. This is a conversation we are not having, and it is the conversation in the next decade. Thank you.
Gary Vee, very great. I don't know if you know, very great influencer of mine. So he really great sums it up really best what we're trying to do. So that slide right there is the problem slide, sir.
Yep.
Um,
And then
so
I can tell you that that problem actually, you know, would resound very strongly with any kind of upper management in the
right.
small or large company.
I
Yep.
think so too, sir. I think this is why it's a really great opportunity for our company to really scale up and really enter that solution market. So as you can know, just in this year, we can actually first talk about my company and how important culture and how important the team was for me. So for when I first started this company, sir, I started with less than 3 people. First it was just me, and then 3 people, and then by end of summer we got 15 people, and now we have close to 20 people, and
Mm-hmm.
all of them are volunteers.
Mm-hmm.
So all of them are volunteers. Alex here is also a volunteer. He's not getting a salary. I'm not getting a salary, but we know this product can really revolutionize the
Mm-hmm.
market. As you can see from the data, just this year itself has been really hard, especially people not wanting to go back to, even after all the vaccination, people don't still want to go back to their work. They have their personal reasons, financial reasons, whatever it is. So there is
Mm-hmm.
a huge resignation and retention and culture issue within the industry. So yeah, just a quick thing, not to repeat myself too much. Retention issue. Back in the old days, during the I don't know, the '60s and the '70s, gold watch are usually given to people for people who stay there either 20 plus years or got promoted into a very significant managerial role and stuff like that. So but we don't really see that anymore. I can definitely tell from my perspective, from entering into a field of this type of industry in consulting, is like people usually switch out every year or two. I think
Yep.
that's like the norm within the entry level jobs. But I feel like if the culture is strong enough, I don't think that you have to really worry about those turnover problems. And our platform is based on a self investment, self improvement, and self motivation. So there's no way how. First, it really takes the load off of a lot of the upper management, because it's very self and automated thing. The second thing is it really drives and really gets people engaged to the company and the motivation itself.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the solution. Research says 5% increase in retention could result into 95% increase in profits. Just
Right.
5%. 5% is what we can definitely fulfill, even probably a 10 times fold with our new platform and with our new psychology and science team that is going to really help out in you know your individual human culture, like what Gary Vee has spoke earlier. So we also have a good, technology where we can collect data and research them, and we also have this solution is definitely going to improve the retention and employee turnover, which actually employee turnover financially also speaking, Alex can definitely back me up on this. Is it costs a lot. It costs a lot every year to the employers. So all industry and all upper management, especially HR, definitely needs a tool like ours.
Yep.
So this is what our product looks like. This is just a mock design. We are going to probably launch it on Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we're still we're this close from connecting the domains and connecting all the platforms and landing page and all that. Just very close, couple days away from it. Um, we already proven ourselves to actually finish the MVP itself, so we can actually demo that anytime you would love to get demoed on. But yeah, this is what our platform kind of looks like.
Mm-hmm.
So some of the features and benefits, not to repeat too much from last time, is goals. Goals is what drive individuals outside of work or inside of work to achieve certain things, and commitment. So because we have a function where not every goal has to be self-invested, but a lot of the goals, what we made it was had to be self-invested, because
Mm-hmm.
you have something to lose if you don't actually achieve those goals, right? So
Yes.
that's what it tricks people into in psychology, and that also comes with science. We're gonna keep implementing these like behavioral psychology, science behind this application, so that people are continuously being driven into doing something that they want to do, and they want to succeed in. And then this also creates trust between the
Mm-hmm.
organization and the employees itself. We also have what we call a three authentication verification. So how do we know if people are actually achieving those goals, right? So we have a whole. I know everyone has to sign an NDA for this one, but we have a whole process of how you verify it. First step that I can tell you is through AI verification, and then
Mm-hmm.
just simple AI, not even like so
Mm-hmm.
complicated, just simple function of is this Photoshop or not Photoshop, right?
Mm-hmm.
And second way is when people submit their photos and submit their verification. We do what we call peer to peer. So we have a little bit of social media aspect into it, where kind of like Venmo and kind of like Instagram. As soon as you post something, it shows up on our feed pages,
Yep.
meaning everyone in your company and everyone in your organization can see your track of what you're doing or what type of goals that you're achieving and stuff like that. Um,
So would that be helpful? Because now suddenly it becomes more of a public event, right?
yes, sir. Yes, sir. But it is within your organization. So all of our application is sign up, and everything is in our demo is separated
Mm-hmm.
by organizational code. So, for example, Boeing 123, and I don't know, Google 234. They will have a whole separate interface and whole separate server cloud. So
Yeah, but I mean, for example, those employer basically want to let other their coworkers know what their goal is. I mean, sometimes there are public goals and sometimes there are private goals.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. So obviously we're going to make modification, but what we're trying to achieve is a peer-to-peer interaction and engagement and recognition kind of thing. So if we're gonna have a option of actually privatizing goals. There's gonna
Mm-hmm.
be options like that where how you post on Facebook. You can have public, friends only, and like only me kind of thing. So kind of
Mm-hmm.
like that, we'll have filters of when and where, not when and where, when they can post, and when they don't want to post, they don't have to share it with them. But that process can be eliminated by our third verification process. Is admins. Our admin team will
Mm-hmm.
go on through the list of reported goals and then getting them.
Right.
Yeah.
So I guess so. Is this something that you would expect? I mean, typically most of the company have an annual review process to go over there, like achievement and then contribution and then, like how are we doing each other, right?
Yes, sir.
Like all this thing. And, tell you as a employer perspective, that's pain in the ass, right? And I do wholeheartedly agree with that presenter in the video that those managing those employee and then their satisfaction is very important, but it's also a lot of work,
Yes, sir.
right?
And
And then it's not a fun work. And then a lot of cases, the employer don't really care to know what the employee wants, but
right,
they have to make sure that the employees are happy, right?
right. And Yeah,
So that's actually one of the thing that this was like a very interesting to me, right?
mhm.
Was the from HR department or employer perspective, right? Like it's really hard to find out what these guys want, right?
Mhm.
You
Exactly.
know, the in old days, simplest thing is that you get paid, do your work, go home, right? Be happy about that, right?
Yeah, we think it's a little bit more than that.
Yeah. So, but nowadays they want a lot more. It's like, hey, you want more than money? Do you really want me to care about you, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I
So,
think.
but if I want to care, then I have to spend time to get to know each people, right?
Mhm.
Which, some smaller organization is possible, but on a larger, more functional or matrix driven, it's gonna be hard,
Yes, sir. And then,
right?
yeah, we're hoping we can be the solution to that.
Yeah, so that's where I think if it's employee driven goal kind of thing, then I don't have to ask you. You told me what you want. So only thing I have to do is come up with a mechanism to support your goal, right?
Yes, sir.
I think that's actually where it's kind of interesting, frame.
Yes, sir. I think that's definitely would love to add it into our consulting area. Yeah, so this is actually a framework of what our web app application looks like in the admin side.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what the organization will see. This is what organizations will put up on their
Mm-hmm.
goals. So each event, employees can get in there and then be able to do those goals. But another, as I said, another great thing about this system is that this mechanism that you're talking about earlier is that employees are actually putting in something. Um, you know, they're not just expecting employers, hey, get to know me, yeah. No, employers are reaching out as well. Their hands, hey, employers, this is me. Please, watch me, kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah. So,
Now, the second question I have is that I guess employee could put up anything they want in this goal, right?
yes, sir.
That may not be related to work.
Oh, wait. Did you say employee or employer?
Employee.
Employee cannot make goals because we purposely made it where it has to be organization driven.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning, I mean, they can request it. We're gonna have a system where they can have a request box of, oh, I want to do this. I think it's a great idea, kind of like an idea box. But
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, organization and our admin is the one who's creating the goals.
Oh, the goal itself is created by the organization,
Organization and us, yeah. So yes.
but I mean, then you do have to discuss the goal with the employee and create the goal.
Do we have to discuss the employee? Yes, sir. We have to discuss it with the employers before we start this service.
Well, no, no, hold on. So let's say, this is the place where you can, as an employee, as a worker, I can actually state this is what my goal is, right?
Yeah. So
Which may be different for different people.
yes, sir. So basic idea is that we want to make it where because at the end of the day, this has to benefit the organization as a
Mm-hmm.
whole. So to be able to do that, if the CEO or the executive team wants to go in certain direction, for example, a great analogy that Mr. O made was if the entire company wants to go green because of the new Biden administration and new incentives, how do we can't force the employees to do that, right? So what do? We make a goal on this app, and then we put an incentive to it, and then people will be more reluctant, and people will be more reluctant to go green and flush toilets and recycle and stuff like that.
I see. So, but this is now, so this was what a little bit different from what I thought. So this is more of employer-driven goals
Yes, sir.
rather than employee-driven goals.
Yes, sir. Um, I think it's both because, as I said, depending on what the employees, depending on what the employees are actually doing, we can analyze that and then say, okay, 80% of the entire company wants to go green, so most likely we should, drive the company towards going green. So that's where it comes
Yeah,
different. We don't want to put every single one of people driving the wheel. Then we will go everywhere, right? So
right.
we still need a driver as an organization leader. We still need them as a driver, but they're giving suggestion with data. You know, okay, if the 50% of the people wants to work remotely, obviously we have to do something about it. That's where the driver is able to make the decision.
Yeah. So here's the one thing that I can kind of let you know, right? In most cases,
Yes, sir.
management is horrible at setting goals for employees, and that's why people leave, right? In the first place.
Right, right, right,
And a lot of cases, employees, people kind of do not like being told what to do anyway, right?
right, right.
And from a HR people retention perspective, I'm just my personal kind of experience, right? Like you said, I think the key objective to keep people, right? Retain
Mhm.
people, right? And I gotta keep them happy, right?
Yes, sir.
Sometimes their objective and my objective and their background, my background matches. They can relate to whatever my direction is. Whatever I tell them, they agree and things are good. But a lot of cases, my opinion and my ideas are completely out of step with what they expect, right?
Mhm.
Right?
Mhm.
And I don't talk to all these people, all my people all the time. So I have no idea what I mean, even this guy that I worked with 30 years, right?
Mhm.
I was like, we are in Colorado together, and so it's like we are talking about salary and bonus and whatever benefit. And I was like, I had no idea that was what he was wanted, right?
Mhm.
What do you mean that's what you wanted, right? I thought you wanted something different. And he's like, I
Right.
mean, how do you know what I wanted? And I
That's
said,
true.
I just assumed,
Yep. You're
And
right.
Sean,
right?
correct me if I'm wrong, but this is probably where the consulting element would come in much more strongly in terms of acting as a bit of a liaison and basically helping analyze and collect as much of suggestions from the employees as possible to basically advise the employers on how to go about
Mm.
it.
Yeah, so maybe what you are saying is that hey, the employer can actually set up a broad, objective, right?
Mhm.
Like the objective is like
The commander's intent.
well, I mean, the broad objective is hey, like we need to increase the customer satisfaction by something, or
Right.
there's a corporate goal, right?
Yes, sir.
But like an employee could actually create or suggest, or like their own personal goal, then kind of roll up to their overall objective, right? So basically what I think, what would like to, if I were user, then what I like to see is that I like to see what the employee thinks, right? I want to collect their opinion, right?
Right.
Because it's really hard to get what people want.
Mhm.
I have no idea what people want, and they don't tell me, right?
Right. Right.
Especially nowadays, young people don't want to talk. They rather chat or text me, right?
Right, sir.
Right. So I think it's some kind of communication platform where people can define what their goal is, whether it's personal or career objective or something, right? So that we can easily collect that, right? And as a corporation, we can support those people with their goal, and then they can track the progress of that and see what each other is doing. Then they'll say, hey, it's a partnership, right? And then it's like worth staying, right? You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. I think that's a great idea.
Because like if it's a coming, if I'm just saying this is a, there are other tools that say these are the corporate tracker, right?
Right.
And then like what you are doing as part of this, right?
Mhm.
Now, when it goes to the top-down thing, then I can definitely say a lot of people will get pressured,
Mhm.
unnecessarily, and then they'll say, "Hey, I'm being forced to do things that against my will." Or, I mean, it's another corporate BS, right?
Right, right. So that's what we're trying to eliminate as a
Mm-hmm.
third party company who's contract with the organization.
Mm-hmm.
We want to make sure that employee has the voice and the employers are
Mm-hmm.
actually getting the benefit of using this platform.
Yeah, yes, exactly. And definitely right now, I mean, it's hard to get, there's a lot of survey tools and things like that,
Right,
right?
which is
That try to
automated.
be more employee centric, but there's no employee centric goal management, right?
Right.
Where employee sets their own goal, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
corporation is become a partner to support the employee, and then employee can track the what kind of support am I getting, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So maybe you can actually flip it their side, and then employees are the organization, right? They
Mm-hmm.
set their goal, and then I can put this. This is what I'm doing to help you to achieve your goal, right?
Right, right. So I think
So
it's
don't leave, right?
yes, sir. I think it's a great functionality. I think what we can definitely do as a solution to that is have a employer or organization put up a main topic of what they want to achieve, like a grand goal, and then based on that, people can suggest, create goals based on the grand goal.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
I think
yep.
that would be the way to go. We can definitely have our developers work on that.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying that's what you should
I
do,
think,
but I
but I
think,
think we can definitely see how if it going to work or not, and then if it works, I say why not. I think that's a great
yeah,
suggestion.
yeah. But I mean, like I'm just, coming from some of the issues that I had, and then I tell you, like, I mean, I guess, we've been in business for 7 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in the beginning, when you are big, first 2 3 years, we is a really tight team, right? So
Mm-hmm.
things are kind of, there's a lot of communication and things like that. But as you become, the work together longer, right? 5 6 years in existence, 5 6 years, or 10-year-old company or things like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
It just, those individual in relationship is very draining.
Gotcha.
It is hard to maintain people relationship, right?
Right.
Like, maintaining relationship with your wife, I mean, family is hard enough, right?
Yes, sir. Uh,
Yeah. So in the beginning, like you guys in the startup phase, you are doing it with your common goal, and everybody's, like, have a common goal, and you are doing it through actual personal relationship, right? As you grow in certain size, that becomes impossible.
right.
And gathering, actually understanding what people want is really hard,
Yes, sir.
you know
Yes,
and
sir.
then essentially, like, I have to know what you want before I can actually see whether I want the same thing or not, right?
Right. Right. Exactly. I think you got us right at the point.
Mm-hmm.
That goes into our discussion of one-on-one trust at the last
Mm-hmm.
bullet point. I think that's what you're alluding to. That's really hard to get.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
very hard to get, sir. But that's what we're trying our best in our consulting firm
Mm-hmm.
to solve that issue. That's our goal.
Yeah, and then I think, like, the trust is that, what I can see is that, you know people, there are reasons people leave, right?
Mhm.
Usually money is not the issue, right?
Yeah.
Right? It's either they feel like they are not being heard, or they feel like they are not being used what they want, or they are being, you know used instead of, as a partnership, they are not getting fairly compensated or something like that, right? There's a lot of other reason, right?
Yes, sir.
And I think, it's like, I can tell you, management doesn't want to tell employee everything,
Right. Exactly.
right? you know
The
One is
transparency.
very time consuming. Two, you don't feel like you are a manager, so you don't have to explain yourself to other people, right? There's a lot of ego there, right? And then, unnecessarily, I mean, people just don't have expectation on how people are going to react to all this information, right?
Mhm.
So there's unnecessarily hush hush going on in every organization or companies, and that's actually one of the reasons that creates politics and that creates
Right.
friction.
Right, sir.
Yeah. So I think they're like basically the way that you are gathering information, I think is really going to be very valuable.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I can use that, right?
Yes, sir. I
I
think as
just,
well.
yeah, I just like to see more kind of a little bit more employee centric rather than employer centric.
I think you're definitely right, sir. I think there definitely needs to be a good balance of both,
Hmm.
where
Yeah.
we don't offend the employer and organization, because at the end of the day, they're the who is paying for our
Well, no, but I mean,
business.
basically, this is what your thing is like. Hey, your employees are your most valuable
Yes,
resources,
sir.
right?
Yes, sir. That's what I'm getting at. So,
Yeah.
we also don't want to offend them, but at the same time, we also want to make sure this works, where employees are
Mm.
actually feeling happy and they wants to stay in the company.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
a lot of employer who doesn't really care about what employee wants, probably they wouldn't. I don't think that company will last too long.
Exactly, sir. Time has
Yeah.
changed. So our market strategy is pretty simple. So by end of this year, we want to give this away to nonprofits,
Hmm.
hospitals, and university free,
Hmm.
much as possible, so we can gather user bases. So
Hmm.
we can gather data to see, okay, this works, this
Hmm.
doesn't work, because we have our own team who analyze those data,
Yep.
to create a better tips, tools, and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And our application itself,
Hmm.
bugs, fixes, we can always get it from free people.
Yep. Yep.
And I know for a fact, I just read an article yesterday how hospitals are, because of the pandemic, is having such a hard time with employee retention and,
Hmm.
raises. So it'll be a good cause and good noise marketing for
Hmm.
giving away to hospitals to solve their
Yep.
issues and stuff. And then by next year, we want to really reach out to commercial space and then start gaining revenue, and then generating revenue based on all the numbers, and possibly VCs too, because we have all these nonprofits, hospitals, and university that we give that for free. So that's gonna be hundreds and thousands of users already within our system.
Yep.
So yeah, that's the plan.
Yep. I mean, the definitely, I think like I don't see a lot of kind of this goal driven thing that I mean, so you are tracking the contribution to the goal from each side, right?
Yes, sir.
So that employee can actually see what the employer is doing to handle support your goal.
Yes, sir. Yes,
For
sir.
example, like let's say like whatever some framework, right? And then you said, hey, your goal is like okay, I as part of my management uh, uh, thing, right? I want to get a certain kind of PMP certification, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, this guy wants to be a PMP, right? And then like I know that you will have to take some training
Yep.
and you'll have to get some whatever management experiences, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then if I support that, then I'll have to say, okay, we'll as a corporation, there's education funding that you can apply to that, so you can actually do that, so I can actually put that in my contribution section, right?
Yes, sir. So that will be part of his goal, and then with that, you can add on an incentive, like for example, a bonus.
Mm-hmm.
Because he is kind of sacrificing his time to do trainings for the
Mm-hmm.
company. So obviously it will to for I mean, you as an employee, it wouldn't be a too much of a cost to give him a small incentive, or $50
Yes.
Starbucks gift card.
No, I mean, so a lot of cases, for example, if he's getting the, like a good example is as a company, we say we need to become a, like a Microsoft Azure certified partner, right?
Right.
With that as a goal. And then, one of the requirements that, to be that, I need five certified engineers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which means that five people need to go and take, study and exams, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna say whoever signs up, I'll actually give $10,000 bonus, right?
Right. Exactly. That's how it works there.
Yeah. And then people will have to sign up. They actually put the tracking and then things like that.
Yes.
So that is fairly straightforward and easy, right?
Yes, sir.
Another side is that like is say employee wants to do something, right? Then I think also not only incentive, the corporation can provide some like I can show how I'm supporting you. Like okay, like
Okay.
we'll give you some time off, right, to study,
Supporting
right?
system. Yeah.
We can pay for the training, right?
Yes, sir.
Or here's a section from HR where there's this corporate benefit that you can apply, right?
Yes, sir.
So
That's
I think that those two-way feedback I think would be good way to like show interaction
yes,
that
sir.
we are actually interested, right, in your well-being.
I'll definitely write that down, sir. Thank you. Yep, I think that both way interaction is definitely important.
Yeah, because like I mean, let me just put this from an employer side, I may not care. I just need to show that I care, right?
Right. Um, from the company's perspective, right?
Right, companies works with. I mean, but company has all these programs, right?
Yep.
A lot of companies have all these employee benefit program that gets unused because people don't know about it or they don't know how to use it or something like that, right?
Yes, sir.
And maybe this is a way that HR or company can proactively and go out and understand what people's needs are and then try to support that so that we can actually show that we care.
Right.
Hmm.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. I think that's definitely needed. With that said, little traction. We already have 3,000 to 4,000 users
Hmm.
already
Okay.
aligned. I have, and that's only passive
Hmm.
hot leads, meaning people around me that are
Right.
interested. Um, they're like, oh, then sign my company up. That's literally what people are saying.
Right. Right. Hmm.
Yeah, I want to try it out. So we have 3,000, 4,000 without even trying, without even
Hmm.
having sales or anything. We predict to gain up to 100,000 users by
Right.
6 months
Hmm.
period. I think that is
Okay.
definitely doable. Um, and we have employers, they have hierarchy of needs, and then we definitely have a lot of endorsement, just like mentorship.
Hmm.
We also have a possible incubation and accelerator contract that we're having in talk this week.
Okay.
So there are companies that are interested in basically incubating and
Hmm.
accelerating us into further networking, expertise, and funding.
Hmm. Perfect. Perfect.
Yes, sir. And market validation right here. This is our actually one of our biggest competitor. It's a
Hmm.
culture company. What they do is called Culture Amp. What they do is they basically pull out a bunch of surveys to employees and make them
Hmm.
sign it, and then they're signed up with Airbnb, Etsy, Slack, Oracle, McDonald's.
Hmm.
But our solution, I think, is way more engaging and way more in depth than that.
Hmm.
And rather of fact, more authentic. That's why our slogan is authentic culture, because what Culture Amp doesn't really know is people take, usually when they take survey, is they usually get lazy and just do honest,
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
just in the
surveys.
middle, and they're not
Surveys.
really honest because employers gets to see that what they say,
Yeah.
individuals said, you know.
Exactly, and then I think like as I say, surveys one time thing, or if it
Yes,
gets
sir.
repeated, then it becomes a chore, right?
Yes, sir.
And like what really needs to happen is that like both not only employee but employer needs to show employee that we are there to support their goal, right?
Yes, sir.
So if it's like a kind of if you set up a call and if there's a manage tracking function where you manage make it like a project management, right? So hey, we need to do this to set up this step to achieve your goal, right? And these are the things that company's gonna do, and these are the things that you're gonna do, right?
Yes, sir.
And then do it as a joint partnership, right? Then that becomes more like a something.
Mm-hmm.
and that's a lot easier than trying to deal with interviews or talk to everybody and trying to figure out what they want, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So there's a lot of things that we can definitely solve,
Hmm.
just by looking at our competitors.
Right.
Market validation again. This is the current headlines and the news all over media today. Um, we definitely have issues within all the industry. And going back to the competitors, Culture Amp, like I said, is probably our biggest competitor in terms of our
Hmm.
market. But I think like you just allude, our platform and our way of doing things is a lot better than what they were doing. So we can definitely overtake them in the market. So current standing evaluation. So this is our last slide, pretty much. This is technically our last slide, but so this is what our current situations is looking like. Um, Alex, do you want to kind of go over this, or should I go?
Yeah, yeah. So basically, we did get an initial $30,000 of funding to kick off the initial development process. Since we were able to get a large team that does believe in it, and therefore was largely willing to contribute a lot of their time without getting quite a full,
Hmm.
been able to stay very efficient in terms of getting ourselves to where we are today. And we had a very motivated team, which really does reflect on the group of people that we have and the how everyone is really aligned to the vision. But so overall we do still have some cash remaining that we can work with, and we are pushing things forward. But overall, we did roughly peg the valuation of the company currently being around 4.65 million.
Okay.
Approximately basically from the existing contracts that are in the works and the partnerships that are in place. So as Sean was mentioning, we have about 4,000 users that are effectively pre-signed up
Hmm.
that will be able to log on and use the app and use the MVP. And we're looking to get this whole number up to at the very least 10,000, probably more users. But the reason as to why these particular organizations and these particular users will be so important is because they're effectively signing up to go through a lot of the trials and tribulations, to work with us and give feedback and get a fully commercial version of the app running. And that being said, we are estimating that since we're going to have this close partnership, they'll be able to use the app for free, and then maybe we'll give them a little bit of an intro run to once the whole commercial version of the beta is ready and good to go. But
Hmm.
we do anticipate that after this period, we will have at least 10,000 users that will be able to pay what we found to be a fair market rate of about $10 a month per
Hmm.
user. In our research, we found that can be anywhere that for many HR platforms that are a bit less interactive than ours, the rates can be anywhere from $5. We figured that $10 or $9.99 per month would be a fairly comfortable rate. But based on, say, a potential user base of say 10,000 people at this particular rate, and assuming that we do stay efficient, even if we do start paying a more fair market rate for everyone on the team, so everyone can be motivated because everyone would like to be paid. We do anticipate that upon a beta being released, with the initial trial round of users, we should be able to have a net income of over 1.16 million in net income, and we use the basic valuation multiple of a 4x, not 0.5x, because it's not because it would still not be a full scale of like being a lower middle market company,
I mean,
but at the same time we'd have a good amount of traction. So this is where we came to our number.
yes, sir. This is just an assumption. I just wanted to
Hmm.
say it on behalf.
Yeah. Yeah. Well.
That doesn't mean we're valued at 4.65. This is just what we're predicting, what we want to go as ourselves. So that $100,000 right there for 3%, it's going to be definitely less than that.
Okay.
In reality, we don't expect a huge amount. What we really need a funding for is basically being able to hire the right people at the right professionalism level.
Yes.
We already have a bunch of candidates that has for example, we are bringing in someone with a 30 plus experience with being a director of sales with B2B
Mm-hmm.
market. Someone like that is quite expensive time to time, and developers are where all our funding is going to right now too.
Yeah.
They can be
So the
expensive too, so that's where most of our funding will go to. But this is just a assumption
Mhm.
of what we're trying to show.
Basically, yeah, like the software sales are expensive, and basically they would do if it's startup, then whoever wants to do the sales, they would do. I mean, if I were big startup saying, hey, you want to be a lead sales, I say, yeah, give me 25% of company, right?
Yeah.
We'll probably give them
Because
commissions.
those guys like are greedy.
What we agreed to was, I believe, me and Alex was talking about 10% of all the commission of the closed contracts. So
Yeah.
more contracts they get, more commission they get.
Yes. Yes. But I guess you're also in the beginning, trying to, do it as a more of a kind of have it used by a lot of nonprofit and get some market share, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we
Because
need to do that
that
as
I
well.
think that might be a good way to do too, right? It's gonna take some initial investment. In the case, then you'll have to get some venture funding, right, to last it, right?
Yes, sir.
That that's more of a bigger kind of a big way to go because then you can actually say, hey, we are the number one, and then
Yeah, yeah, and truth be told, this also goes to the once the product is released to the existing user base, that's where the whole customer discovery comes in. And
hmm
really speaking with you directly right now is a very productive in its own right because you're working as an employer, you have had your own pain points and really understanding what would be the best way
hmm
serving your particular needs. That's what we're trying to get, both in terms of getting market share as well as trying to get as many voices as possible to get as much feedback, see what is helpful.
yeah. And then not only that, I mean, the opportunity thing is that I just, we are actually talking to some other, mid-sized company, right? These are more of a other, more of a government-focused software company, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And they just got up and these I think they've been around for 25 years, right? And then they are like kind of got tired of staying about same. I think they are doing like a 20-30 million of revenue a year, but they've been doing that for past 30 years, right?
Yeah.
So they just got some major I mean investment funding, right?
Yeah.
And they say they are going to become a big software house. So I was like, we are supposed to meet them sometime next week. Maybe it's like having that kind of network, Mike. I was thinking, hey, maybe you guys could work with them too, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
hmm
Any opportunity counts.
Yeah, yeah, because like they could actually, if things work out, then maybe who knows, they could actually get you introduced to the government or like those kind of their market space, right?
Right.
As a their portfolio or something like that.
Yes, sir. And that's
Yeah,
definitely the most important thing, market space.
yeah, yeah. And as I say, I'm actually in the government side, right? And maybe if it kind of after it matures, I mean, it gets worked out a little bit, then I can definitely see whether I can get you guys into some of the agencies that I work in the HR side, because they have everybody has same problem.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
we very much appreciate any kind of support like that.
Yeah,
Yes,
of
sir.
course.
So do you, at this time, the original intention for this is I heard from Mr. O is that you are interested in possibly investing with us, and
hmm
a second thing is we want a negative feedback, positive feedback, any type of feedback that you probably have for our company and for our operations.
hmm Yeah, there are basically two. I had two interests, right?
Yes, sir.
One is that I heard the concept, right, and I say, hey, that's interesting. I could use something like that, right? And then, like number one of them thing was saying, hey, maybe I could actually work with you guys to get you intro to resell you guys to some of the my customers,
Right.
right? when it actually like when products are ready, right? So I can actually help you in your sales side, right?
Yes, sir.
And at the same time, like if it looks good, then I could be an investor as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So like I guess I actually I want to use it, and then I'll you know,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
then I also want to see invest it. I guess both sides.
Yes, sir. If you do after using it, how much are you thinking in terms of valuing? Again, the one on the board is not. It's just.
Hmm.
That's not the
sorry.
words we were asking. We're asking whatever makes you feel comfortable. Or are
Yeah.
you doing it through your company, or are you doing it privately, or?
Uh, I guess we could do both, right?
Right.
Mhm.
I can actually take it through my partnership, and actually we could actually do it as a company. I think that could be actually more. I was going to do it as a privately in the beginning, right?
Mhm.
Yes, sir.
But I mean, it might be more interesting to do it as a company as well.
Okay.
So let me actually discuss this with my partner Brad.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right.
Yeah, and then Brad would be a good person as a business advice as a startup. I mean, he actually has more of a very strong background on business management, right? So I think he would be a guy to have as your advisor as well. But yeah, let me figure that out.
Yes, sir. We should be able to get you a working, functioning link by end of Thanksgiving.
Hmm. So let me ask you a question. So in terms of the actual investment, right?
Yes, sir.
So
Mhm.
can I need to tell Brad some specifics, right? So
Mhm.
if I say we put 50 grand, then what kind of share would you be, you know, providing us?
That's something that me and Alex have to talk with.
Hmm.
But Alex, what do you say about that?
Um, uh, well, that might be something that would probably be best to just discuss. Although in terms of comparing it to say the interest that Mr. O had, um, would would something like say 2% be comfortable?
Okay. And
Also,
then
if it's
would you need, to actually get going, do you need more money?
I would say so because we do currently have a bit. We currently do have some capital that is left. I mean, we have been very efficient. Although that being said, in order to really once the product is rolled out, that's where we really go through the full real world testing, where we figure out
Hmm.
what's going to be the final product and how it's going to look like. And in order,
Hmm.
we're going to need developers. We're going to need people to support this. We're going to need
Yeah.
full
marketing and
time, full
So
time
do
is
you have any kind of plan to actually get more venture funding? Because I think you will probably need it.
yes, sir.
yeah.
We do have plans on that, but main thing is uh, just just to say it real quick, our operation here is part time right now, so
Hmm.
the funding will all of it will go towards full time operation.
I
So
see.
yes, sir. So we need a full time developer, at least one, and we need a
Hmm.
full time. That's why we have 20 people, but it's all part time,
Yeah, yeah,
except for me and some
yeah.
other
Hmm.
people that are working full time on volunteer basis. But most of the funding will go towards full time operation. But we've been having talk with VCs. Alex is in charge of making sure we get a seat with VCs. So you can
Hmm.
say more than. Go ahead, Alex.
So on my end, yes, yes, I have been working with a one venture studio that is backed up by a post seed sort of pre-seed a VC firm, and basically the studio was really meant to accelerate and bring forward companies that will be able to go to the next level.
Hmm.
And this is where we're having the discussion of the whole element of the customer discovery, which will come as part of the developing the MVP into a beta, because they do seem to be interested in potentially having a large seed, post seed funding round,
Hmm.
which a substantially larger amount of capital could be contributed. And they are interested, but first thing is that we really need to get a better picture in terms of what the final product is going to look like, what customers are looking for, and really put that all together. I mean, thankfully, as part of my consulting job, I'm actually going to be doing a lot of work on market research for going forward in terms of collecting data and getting their feedback. But
Mm-hmm.
we don't. But the indication has been given is that until we really are at that point, if it's going to be extremely challenging for them to fund us to, like,
Yes,
say,
sir.
to the tune of, say,
Oh
two.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Because they want to fund somebody who's gonna actually
Make that
go
money.
live, right?
Yeah.
You
Exactly.
know, like because I actually was in the uh, I guess 10 years of we in during the dot-com bubble. I was part of Ernst and Young, right?
Oh wow.
We went through a IPO process, and then we actually got some. We basically what $80 million from Charterhouse, right?
Hmm.
And then they bought us, like so they became majority owner, and then we are developing some similar software online financial product, right?
Yeah.
And then they made us spend what 60 million in 2 years, right?
Yeah.
And then we went on the right. I hired I hired 20 people in 1 year, and then I fired 20 people in next year.
Oh my gosh, that
I
that was a
mean,
tragic days, tragic times.
yeah, because from a venture guys, right?
Hmm.
What they don't want to give you money so that you can sit on it, right?
Yeah.
They want their reasoning was that I'm giving you money that you need so that you can spend it and do your stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And obviously, at that time, what happened was that from a company, we didn't have a really good plan on how to spend the money, right?
Hmm.
Yes, sir.
Because like we are so tied up on getting the money, right?
Yeah.
Nobody really figured out what to do with that money, right?
Yeah.
Exactly, sir. I think our problem is it's not the fact that do we have traction from VCs. We do. We have traction
Mm-hmm.
from VCs. VCs are interested, like Alex said. It's
Mm-hmm.
just a matter of fact. Can we act like a business first before they invest on it? You
Well,
know,
yeah, because
can we
they are
have
gonna
a
say, hey,
customer base? Can we have a, you know,
well, I mean,
users?
yeah, they're gonna ask what Brad is going to ask. Let me see your books, right?
Right.
Let me see your like financials. Let me see your like whatever plan, right? They actually a lot of businesses are bank driven, so they're gonna look at your bank stuff, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And that's the issue with the thing is like I guess they actually want to fund the company rather than a concept. I
Mm-hmm.
think
Yeah.
that's a problem, right?
That is true, sir. Um, yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah.
I will
Okay.
definitely. We have, but the thing is, so we have about like couple $1 million valuation from the VCs already.
Hmm.
Um,
Yep.
that's what they're thinking. But the problem is, like I said, we don't have customers. We're not full time operation. We need to be a
Well, not only that, I mean, from what I have seen your presentation, right? You probably need to get about what 3 4 million bucks,
Something
right?
like.
right, right.
To get started because like if all these part-time people let's say need to be hired as a full-time even though people are I mean
Yes, sir.
like volunteering and things like that, but the BCs actually do not want to pay you and then give up their share to the employees,
Right.
Yeah.
you
But
know
yeah.
they want 80% and they want 80% and they're going to buy that for how many million bucks, right?
Right.
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 So it's like then you don't you cannot say hey, you cannot tell employee hey, you're gonna get this many percentage shares, right? Because they you don't have it, right?
Right.
BC have it,
But yeah, that
and
that's at least we can get to that.
yeah.
That's. But
Well, I mean, like to that you gotta have some product launches and
right.
you gotta do some kind of calculation on like how you divvy up the thing, right? Because if you yeah, in the beginning is percentages, right? But percentages guess you only have 100.
Yeah.
So this is where you come in as an investor. Is who's going to fund us to make sure this
Mhm.
works, this business works. How can we
Yeah.
full time operate? This is where you guys come in. Is make us
Yeah.
full time operational, and then we can have VCs.
Yeah, I can. I mean, yeah, I actually I understand exactly where you are going through because we actually have when I went through this.
I'm sure, sir.
Brother, I went through this 10, 15 years ago, and it was not easy. Yeah.
No.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I
And
really
then, in
appreciate
fact,
us.
we are currently in the process of trying to purchase a company, right?
Oh wow.
Mhm.
And then it's the same thing. It's like really, really difficult because like all these things that what the banker wants is actually almost like worse than getting a mortgage.
Yep.
Yeah. So definitely, yeah. I mean, like if any way I can help, I definitely I'd like to help you.
I really appreciate that, sir.
Okay. All righty. Sounds good. Tell you what, I mean, I'm gonna talk with Brad, sometime this week,
Yes, sir.
Mhm.
and then maybe we talk later next week or week after the holidays.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that'd be
All
perfect.
right.
That sounds good. Thank you, sir. Really
Okay.
appreciate it.
All righty.
Thanks so much.
All right. Thank you.
Is he gone?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay. So what do you think? I think he's alluding to 2% for 50.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I mean, initially we were okay. Initially we were looking at kind of just like 100,000 for like 3%. Um, I don't know. I mean, I felt like if I said 1.5, that might sound a little bit skimpy. So I hope you don't mind. I hope you don't mind. I kind of like said 2%.
No, no, you're right. 2% is fine. Preferably 100, but we'll see. I mean, it seemed like he was. If he, the thing is, if he can get us clients and stuff like that, and network, that also count as a point 0.5 to the 2%. That, in my opinion.
Yeah, and the thing that I think was really promising about that conversation is that he seemed to kind of like get excited and actually get invested in the concept as well. So not only
Are you gonna let me present?
he was kind of like not only do I want to give you guys some money to get you to that to get you to a proper seed or post seed round, but I also wanted to help get you customers. I want to help make this work. I want to try the product. So I thought that that was really promising.
Oh yeah, that's definitely thankful. He's way more excited than us, which is good. But from my perspective, are you running, trying to run this? I'm like, let's go.
Well, well, I think contact honestly, his estimate on how much we have to raise in a seed or a post seed round is actually even larger than I was expecting because I was saying 2 to 3 million. He was saying 3 to 4 million. So, I mean, honestly, let's see where it goes because it's possible he might even be able to make.
No, the thing is, like, by the time we go to VCs, which is we gonna have like $1 million revenue generating company. You know what I mean? By then,
Yeah.
when we go to VC, then VCs will be sharking us like crazy. Then we'll probably, I say 10 million, over 10 million.
No, that's something. That's what I was thinking. I mean, based on my valuation estimate, I was estimating a valuation between like say 10 and 15 million because the current median
For how
val-
many percent? Like 20%, right?
anywhere between like 15 and 25%. But honestly, the median seed round of funding valuation is around like 11 million right now. It's basically double what it was like 5 years ago. So
Inflation.
yeah, that and the but particularly asset inflation where there's too much capital and not enough places to invest in.
Right.
So,
I have no idea. You tell me.
but yeah, hey, look, I think that this is something that'll be totally workable, and he seems to understand our position where he seems to understand what the VCs want at the bare minimum, which is basically some sort of a working data and basically some form of a product market fit, some form in one form or another. He seems to understand that, and he seems to know that we basically more or less need bridge funding to basically get us from that point to the point where we can actually talk to VCs.
Should we do? So he's at first he wanted to do private. Now he wants to his entire company involved.
Mhm.
Should we do? Should we boosted it up and say 4% for 100,000?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if he, I think that I would definitely be good because that 100,000 will give us a lot more runway.
Exactly. I think for us, initial money is more desperate.
Yeah.
To do everything. 100,000 will definitely get us what we need.
See, kind of beauty of this is that if he does invest with his company, particularly if it's say will be like say 100,000, then and even if it's like 50,000, um, if they do it through the company through the partnership, at that point they're also already kind of on the hook, if you kind of get what I'm saying, because and therefore they might have a little bit more of an incentive to keep us alive and keep us moving and bring us to that next round.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of like why I like the idea of his company potentially getting involved. But what do you think?
The thing is, I don't think his company is big enough.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, we can get what we can get. I'm just worried about if we gave away 4%, what are we gonna give away to Red Alpha and Strategic X?
Yeah.
Also, we can also raise funding from them, at least Strategic X. Red Alpha doesn't want to do funding, but Strategic X does. So, um,
Well, let's what he goes back and says.
what I want you to do is, while over the holidays and from now to holidays, is prepare a proposal for 4% for 100,000.
Okay.
Do you think you can make that happen?
Yeah.
A contract? Well, not a contract, but
Proposal.
like
Yep.
the details of the contracts. What is it gonna consist of? And within that 4%, it also includes their full support of their company.
I can put together kind of like LOI or something like that, like a letter of intent.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, make sure that their full support of the company isn't. So we're low key getting accelerator program plus 100,000. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they don't kind of know that. But we need to be clear that because I don't want in like 2 years from now, I don't want to be saying. I mean, 1 year from now, I'm gonna be like, hey, we need an expert in this field like ASAP kind of thing, and then they're like, well, that's not part of our deal. I don't want them to say that. I want them to say, oh, well, it is in the contract. You are going to support us in this way.
I'll include that in the terms.
Okay, so I mean, yeah, you don't have to actually create it. Just list it out like a draft, letter of intent or whatever.
A letter of intent should be fairly simple to create. It's basically just a one pager. It's
Okay.
basically just it's not a formal contract per se, but kind of like defining how things will look.
Okay, sounds
Just
good.
kind of, all right.
Um, so 50 to 100,000. Do you think that's enough?
I think it will get us out of the pinch that we're going into right now.
I mean, anything is good right now, but but in terms of can we get it done within 100,000, or do we need more?
Realistically, we're well.
Like,
That
pretend our goal is to get $1 million in revenue. To get there, is 100,000 enough?
no.
So no. Okay. So we need to.
But what 100,000 will do is that I do believe it can get us to a beta, and I also believe that it can get us to the point where we have functional users using that beta, which is a point where we can actually go to VCs and then actually try to get everyone full time.
So my question now is that I want you to prepare is how many we need to project how many percentages are we gonna give out in terms of timeline. So we're gonna give out 4%, and how many are we going to give out on the employee part? How many are we going to give out on the future funding? Because as you say, 100,000 is not enough. So how many more percentage do we need to give away? That's the question that we need to address.
Yeah.
So we'll make the right decision. We'll be confident. Okay, we have this timeline that Alex has created. Okay, by the time next year, if we get VCs involved, we'll still have 20% to give away. Something like
Look, if we do get a proper beta start to take form with this 100,000 in the month of December, and we start getting some feedback, and it's positive feedback, and it's really taking shape. At that point, we can really start going to VCs in January. Like we could start going to VCs in January at that point, because at that point we're still going for a seed round. Like, we don't need to have $1 million in revenue for a seed round. What we need is a product that is more or less functional, and that people like it, and that we have a concept and a team that is moving towards profitability. Because if we were having $1 million in revenue, then we'd be looking at a post seed and Series A.
Okay, so that makes sense. Okay, so let's work towards that. I don't know what you need to do. Technically, you're your own leader, so you should be creating your own jobs on task.
And just one thing, and I'll fix this on the model. Net income and free cash flow are two separate items.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. Free cash.
I know the difference.
Because for some reason I missed that during my first glance at the deck, and I was kind of like really glad that mrlee was not pointing that out.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I mean, net income larger than net income, larger the cash flow.
Yeah, it's just more like accounting definitions. I mean, he seems to be a business person, not an accounting guy, because a CPA would have been like that.
Yeah. So make sure it doesn't happen next time, okay?
Yeah. Okay. Accountants are anal about that kind of stuff. What can I say?
Hopefully we can get our own CPA. We probably gonna need it soon, as the end of the year comes in. At least rent one. That 100,000 probably will help us rent one.
Yeah. Honestly, depending on how you want to do it, I mean, we could even just, if you really want, we could. If you don't want to deal with all the bookkeeping right now, I mean, we could just file for an extension and push it over to September.
Why? How?
Well, because the typical deadline, I believe, for partnerships and all is like something in March. But you can file a form for extension to basically send all your stuff to the IRS in September. So that really depends on how much you want to deal with the book.
I see what you're saying.
They have an extended deadline.
I'm sure we can do it by March. That's not a problem.
Okay.
I mean,
yeah.
like you say, we're gonna get VC fund on January, according to you. So.
I said that we can be having the conversations.
Remember, that's part of your commission. If you can get it, that's also your money. So.
Yeah, I know. I'm working towards it. Just trying to do it right. Trying to do it the right way and not rush into it.
Yeah, but if you get $100,000, we can definitely set you up for a basic salary at least.
Appreciate
so
that.
You can work for us part time.
Yeah.
More part time than now. If you know what I mean. More full time. You're like, how about this? 3/4. I don't know.
We'll figure it out. I have a feeling that there'll be plenty of stuff for me to work through, and we'll figure out how many hours I do when I start using the ClickUp more effectively.
I don't know how much Strategis X will have left over to give us, and how many percentage do we have to give them? I'll let you figure that out.
Yeah. If you can get any feedback at all in terms of how big they actually are, because then I can get a sense in terms of how much money they'll have.
They have 200 employees.
200 employees. Okay.
That's what I found out.
Yeah. Well,
it's pretty big.
I'll see if I can actually get a few questions for them in terms of trying.
Sorry, the company I'm working for right now is like 130 employees, and they have close to $100 million in contract.
Well, the maybe we'll have a sizable amount. I don't know, but when working with Strategis X, let's try to stick with that $4.65 million valuation and see.
Oh, yeah.
and see where that goes. Because at least with Mr. I mean, even at the 4% for 100,000, I mean, at the very least, our valuation went up to 2.5 million. So.
Yes. All right. Well, I gotta go pee, so I'll talk to you later.
Talk to you, Sean. Good meeting today.
Good meeting too. Very optimistic. I think we'll do well.
Yeah. All right.
Let me know if you need anything. Chat me on Slack. Bye.
We'll do. Keep me posted on the Strategic X meeting, and we'll go from there.
Okay. Bye.
I think we need to stop now. I think we've hit the point of like Mike's computer is actually starting to like have trouble.
I feel like a god among men.
This is actually insane. You can see some of them fighting in the distance as well. Welcome to Western Sahara, a new CDLC for Arma 3. We were lucky enough to get into the closed beta of this, and that's where all the footage comes from. We primarily played the extraction game mode, where we, as Ion PMCs, have to find and extract a journalist. But of course, we also screwed around in the editor a little. Enjoy today's new style of Fustercluck. Holy shit, look at the up armored. You can put 4 guys in the back and they all lean out. How do I assemble shield? Oh, that is, like, the way it folds out and everything is fucking cool.
Oh, okay.
Whoa, oh, hello.
You have my attention. attention.
Internecine violence continues across Saharan states this week, following last month's popular uprising by Tura insurgents. Government forces in Argana's Sefru Ramel province have been unable to maintain order, but deny losing key districts to the rebels. The impact of the conflict has created the worst humanitarian crisis in the region's history. Peter Ruffayer, president of the International Development and Aid Project, referred to the ongoing situation as deeply concerning and called for a united and compassionate response from the international community. Arganan officials, however, have been accused of escalating tensions by providing subsidiaries to the Shenzhen Industry Group for private military contractors. A spokesman for the company confirmed today that although security providers have been hired and are active in the region, their remit is limited to safeguarding civilian lives and protecting vital economic interests.
Okay, looks like the world's still watching. Just don't forget our mandate. Officially, we're here to keep an eye on things. SHIELD team, you're our cover act. Business as usual, got it? SWORD team, you drew the long straw, so you're on the hunt for our journo, Michael Sully. Now, I'll say this only once. We've got a lucrative contract here.
Look at the pose he's doing. He's doing the aliens.
Hold space to play video.
What?
Hey, I know you.
I know you could do this. I've never seen anyone actually do this in Armor, though. You can actually play videos in an Armor mission.
This one was on the dossier, though.
Damn, he whacked his ass.
Yeah, so you...
Oh, you're way ahead of us.
I haven't
No
seen it yet.
spoilers.
Let's see. Hey, hang on. We're about to see him whack his ass. Ready?
Oh!
Oh, he really did. Oh, God, he really fucking
Oh, he
clocked
did it
him.
again?
Oh, my God, it was a twofer. Oh, poor
I'm
Sully.
sorry, sir.
Oh,
I'm
my
sorry.
God, from the right.
Oh.
This is awesome. This is so
Let's watch
fun.
it again.
This is so high quality. I really like this. So yeah, I've actually known that for a while that you can run videos in Armor, but I've never had like a need to do it.
Hey, are you guys both in drones right now?
Yes.
Maybe.
Okay.
Currently ending the life of
Okay,
anyone with a gun on my thermals. Dude, the little air support drone, just watching it fire down is so fucking cool. Okay, I've re-demounted it. He's dead again. Oh, hi, little droney, how you doing? Oh, that's so cool. Right, Sam, I'm moving in. Oh shit, hang on. I would be moving in, but I just saw a bunch of goats.
On me? Fuck.
Okay, well, I guess I'll have to move in now. I'm done looking at goats. Oh, Jesus. Bro, you good? You okay?
Yeah, he missed. I didn't.
Gee, really?
Oh, me too.
What
Holy
the
shit.
fuck? Both in-
Bush is a fucking animal.
Oh my god, the dude's accurate as hell.
I got... You can just see your bodies falling out of the sky. I got you. Where's the... Oh, yeah,
man.
look. There's the goat and camel man. He's just having a good time. Did you shoot one of his goats? Oh my god!
Shot him.
Get in the chopper. We gotta go.
He saw too much. He saw the ion on the side of our vehicle. I had to.
I've just had a dumb fucking idea.
You want to try to mount up on the drone and have it drive us places?
No. It was that we can just pump out as many drones as we want while we're at base and send them to an objective. Let's do that for the next objective.
You say that's dumb. That's the future of warfare, baby.
I know. We're about to hit him with a drone swarm to hear insult, baby.
Look alive. We got
What?
reports of sniper fire not far from you.
Wait, what?
If you can neutralize the threat, we'll have some leverage with the local civ pop.
I have just seen the sniper.
Wait, do you guys want to go to the sniper, or do you want to go to the other one?
No, I just killed him with a drone. I just gunned him down from the air.
Are we the baddies?
I think we might be, yeah. I think the private military contractors who are giving their job to remote AI is probably the bad guys, yeah. This is actually terrifying. I think we're done. I think this is enough.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Okay.
Oh, dude, I've got a beautiful shot of, like, the drones hovering around and the chopper in the middle. They're flying behind us. This is so much fun.
Oh, yeah, I can see it.
They are. Whoa, look behind us. We got drones shadowing. Just seeing the drones. Like, I can pop them out of the
You know
sky.
what?
Yeah, I
Hold
can
on.
see them.
Hold on.
Just wait it out.
Yeah,
Fight will be over soon.
yeah. Just take a seat. Dude, we're
Yes,
loving it here.
Get over here.
Whoa, come
Look
on.
at it
what?
through the, no, hold on. Look at it through my stream on Discord and look at the fucking the overlay as I watch these men get gunned down.
It really does look like you're watching
Holy
combat footage.
fuck.
So our drones outshot these guys, by the way, because The gunners on the AA gun sites are dead. Our drones killed them.
We're not unlicensed contractors.
Oh, you nearly killed all of us.
Yes, I did. If you want, you can throw a spare one or two in the fucking chopper and we can deploy a couple.
That's so fucking funny. We didn't even go. I'm looking at bodies strewn through this town. Like, our drones did a fucking job.
Do you want your photo on the gram?
Oh, there's that one. Let me just, another one down.
Sam?
I just looked backwards on my drone and I saw you land in the minefield. Oh, I see you. Hey!
Oh.
I can see you nodding back. Hey, you can.
I see you. Fucking dumb.
This is fucking phenomenal.
I love this game. Yeah, this side objective was so massive I ended up just writing a script to find the last mine. Found it! I fucking found it!
Yep.
Okay, insurgents, hang on, fucking, what's that? Southwest hill? That, oh god, you can see their shots, their muzzle flashes.
Oh, there's actually UN guys fighting.
Yeah, no shit.
This is new for them.
Maybe. No, this is.
New for the UN too.
Yeah, I was about to say that. This is not your checkpoint!
We ask you to peacefully disperse.
The Tura tribesmen are mostly peaceful. Range is
you got it.
369. That's all I needed. Oh, dead on. Oh shit, I saw camels on my fucking thermals. Killing them.
Knock them too.
I just killed 2 camels on my thermals. Jesus Christ, like, sometimes you find nothing, then sometimes you find 3 top secret files in the first guys you search. 4 top secret files, 1 new mobile phone, 2 normal files, oh, sorry. 4 more top secret files and 2 more normal
Wow, you
files.
got really lucky.
I got a lot of shit. 57%?
We're at 57.
100%.
100.
Sword, fucking A, we got it. All the intel checks
Fucking A. I like the way he says that.
Michael Sully.
Man, this scene, just in general, this dirt road leading to a fob, reminds me of that that game you played. I mean, I don't remember what it was called, but like 90% of the time you spent playing it was just clearing roads of mines.
Yeah, fucking, oh god. Afghanistan 11, which is hilarious now that the US lost that war.
Oh, what the fuck?
We're gonna need a new extract war. I see him, eyes on.
You tell me Journo's squirming?
He is literally squirming right now. Bro, there is many insurgents close, direct north. Many insurgents. Like 2 squads.
Like 3 or 4?
Many
Oh shit!
insurgents. War, we need that APC like yesterday.
I hate this campaign. I hate Journos.
Oh, I just got hit. Sam, medical.
Alright, you alright?
Fuck it, I closed the door
you're
before I
alright.
died.
I wonder if camels are just reskinned dogs.
Do you think CSAT just leaves these things at their bases? Come on, idiot.
Oh, it doesn't do anything.
You did.
Oh, I can't wait to dune buggy this bitch. Oh my god, I've always wanted to do this.
See,
Let's
this is what
go!
these things were designed for. Oh,
Shit.
that's fucking
Oh.
sick. Oh yeah, I'm already seeing movement on the far side. Right, pull us in. Let's go.
Oh, guys, right here. He's right
Jesus.
here on the left. On the left.
On the left.
I shot him right here.
On the. Oh shit, he was just in the open. All right, grab his shit.
Yep.
You
Yeah.
got it?
Mobile phone. That's not it. That's not it. Where's this fucking digital camera? Got it. Acquired.
Nice.
Remounted.
1 second. All right, cool.
You're taking his clothes?
Taking his turban. Fuck yeah.
Get in. Get in.
Let's go. Ah shit.
Oh.
Oh my god, I saw the jump we made. All right,
Oh.
stop. We're gonna go back for war. Oh god, you think you can climb that?
Do I think I can climb that?
Let's go!
Oh my god,
Holy
we're still in the
shit.
air. Oh.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
Oh. Fuck.
I took a wound, but I'm
We're
okay.
fine.
Keep going.
We're okay.
Oh,
That's pretty fun. Oh, what?
hey, what? Did this journo fucking expose us? Oh no, I see. Okay. Connecting the West with Arab Saeed and the Tura uprising.
Wait, what? We got the evidence. We got the camera.
No, we didn't.
Oh.
Yes, we did. I had it in my inventory.
Did we not put it on the fucking table?
We didn't really have a chance, did we? Oh, there's more.
Yeah.
I wonder if we could have abandoned them, like if we didn't have to go there.
Yeah, I guess we could.
We could have.
There you go.
Oh,
cool.
we did good.
I like that.
They would have been massacred too.
Maybe I had to have the camera.
Maybe. Aw, I was hoping there'd be something about us clearing villages.
I killed a lot of people. G'day mates and welcome back to Iron Harvest. I'm well excited to get back into this because there's a brand new DLC with a brand new faction just being...
When you ran away, I took it very hard. I couldn't sleep. I saw a boy on the street who reminded me of you. He was standing on a box juggling 3 balls with his one arm. But then while I was on business in Romania, I saw a boy on the street who reminded me of you. He was standing on a box juggling 3 balls with his one arm. I was so impressed. I adopted Matthias as my own.
Your father took me in and gave me a home. And a purpose.
And a razor arm.
It's a razor fist.
That makes no sense.
She's right, because it's technically an oxymoron. If you think about a fist is blunt, razor is like short.
Stop, please. Matthias can call his razor whatever he wants.
I know that you don't like to talk about your life, but a guy with a freaking machete for an arm just chopped our butts in half.
So. Okay, wait, which one of you
made Luke drink the blue milk?
Green. I'm just gonna write domestic disturbance all clear.
Thank you, officer.
Just simmer down, okay? We all have arguments, but if you're gonna fight, just do it inside. Keep it in the family, okay?
Do it. And you know what? You should be ashamed of yourself because you know this was inappropriate, right? But just from the beginning, you were just like what?
I'm just right.
Exactly. And now you're what?
Palpatine.
Sure, but more importantly, you're...
Rey Skywalker.
Sorry. I'm trying to get you to say you're...
Do it.
And it confirms the worst. Somehow Palpatine returned.
Do it.
Wait a minute, hold on.
Do it.
All Jedi must know the code. Its tenets are the fundamental teachings of our order. Think and meditate on these truths, apprentice. There is no emotion. There is peace. There is no ignorance. There is knowledge. There is no passion. There is serenity. There is no chaos. There is harmony. There is no death. There is the Force.
Do it.
Basically the finale of the entire saga. Kill me and I'll win. I will never let you win. Kills him. The end.
Do it.
If you know me, you know how every time I see one of these anywhere, I have a meltdown. I start to cry. And I'm trying to avoid any sort of contact with my eyes with this thing, but it's so bright and yellow. I can't look.
Do it.
Hey man, can I copy your homework? Can I copy your homework?
No, you can't copy my homework! Darius Benson!
Do it.
All you want is for me to hate, but I won't.
Meanwhile,
Do it.
Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Eric Voss, and the real star of the Marvel announcements on Disney Plus Day was Hulk's arm. After last seen cooked and slung in Avengers Endgame, and then still slung when Bruce Banner reverted to human form in the post-credit scene of Shang-Chi, it now appears fully healed with Bruce back in his smart Hulk form in the She-Hulk teaser, leaving many obsessed watchers on social media with questions about She-Hulk's.
I can't believe we're back here.
You will be evicted from the premises!
I love you, Nai Nai.
There's something about grandmas in movies that can make us uncontrollably emotional. It's a true story of a family collectively deciding to keep a vital secret. The matriarch of the family, Nai Nai, has fallen ill with terminal cancer, and they decide it's best for her not to know about it.
There's nothing they can do. So everyone decided it's better not to tell her.
I just wanted to mention that the actress who plays Nai Nai is like the sweetest looking grandma ever, and I wanted to show you this picture of her. Billy's mother appeared to take offense to the implication that she and her husband had made the wrong decision for their family, even having it pointed out to them that they'd left Nai Nai on her own, along with Billy's uncle whose family immigrated to Japan.
For you, and you.
Demeanor. When she interacts with people in America, she's confident and at ease.
Oh, what happened, girl? You got fired? I quit. So I was about to get fired.
While in China, she comes off as timid and unsure of herself. Additionally, it's isolating to be immersed in a culture that doesn't fully perceive you to be one of its members. The feeling of otherness is always there. While immigrants must often make an immense effort to fit in with their new home, their children don't experience the same kind of difficulty because they were raised there.
那怎么会不一样呢？肯定是在美国会更好些吧。
就是不一样。
我觉得你肯定更习惯在美国的生活。
But the issue that arises for these children is a sense of inclusion that's just out of their grasp. This is why the surge of more Asian representation in American film and television the last few years has been quite meaningful for Asian Americans like myself. And honestly, it's validating to see our stories being told because it affirms something very obvious, that Asian Americans, and more broadly minorities, belong here and make up a large part of American culture. These are deeply American stories. Regardless of the differences between them, they're all brushstrokes of a larger portrait many of us are familiar with. But somehow, that sense of feeling like an outsider never really goes away. We're pulled between these identities as if they're dichotomous rather than blended. And the deep-rooted fear that comes with this perpetual balancing act is the notion that you won't be able to maintain it, that you'll ultimately lose a part of your culture, and in turn, lose a part of yourself. While the rest of Billy's family view her Western assimilation with dismissive judgment, Nai Nai is the only person who seems to appreciate Billy's diverging point of view.
看看我这大孙女儿，我这大孙子，臂力呀，那是相当的强，独立，可不是那种随波逐流的人。
One of the scenes that best captures this is when she jokingly brings up Billy's love life. You know, that classic grandma thing.
孩子，奶奶问你，你有朋友了吗？
Billy wonders why she needs to have a significant other at all, while Nai Nai attests to the importance of finding a partner who will take care of her. But Billy points out that Nai Nai seems to take care of her new husband more than he takes care of her.
能独立也好，女人嘛，要自给自足。
Nai Nai accepts Billy's cultural differences, and even agrees with some of them. For Billy, Nai Nai represents the bridge to the Chinese heritage she left behind. Even as Billy felt physically and culturally distant from her home country, she still felt connected to China through her relationship with her grandma. This makes the knowledge of her cancer diagnosis even more tragic, as on the surface, Billy is obviously grieving the eventual loss of her grandmother. But as she agonizingly hangs on to the family's secret, she's not just afraid of losing Nai Nai, she's afraid of losing what used to be such a significant and meaningful part of her life.
And then we just moved to the States. Everything was different. Everyone was gone.
In Billy's eyes, Nai Nai's mortality raises a grim
And he was like, hey baby, how you doing? And had a son, and then turned around and was like, hey baby, how you doing? And had another son, and then he died.
Kayla.
Hello. How?
It was good. It's good. Me and Alex just had a pitch meeting with Mr. Sam Lee. He's basically trying to invest in us, so he really likes the idea. It just matter of fact, how much and all the details now. So, which is a good news, but we'll see what happens in terms of the contract details.
All right, that sounds good though.
Yeah, we got another round of seed funding, but it's not that much, but it'll definitely help us get to where we need.
Yeah, I was gonna say anything helps. So.
Yep. So that went pretty well. How's your end? Like any blockers or trouble? I know I talked to you on the Scrum call, but
no, nothing is blocking me. Like I was saying, the Facebook thing. I don't know what's going on with that, but I mean, it's nothing big that's gonna hinder, like the big story or the big part of what we're trying to do. So, yeah, that's it, really.
Yeah, but I say we need to start honing down on the details, the fine details of what this brand is. Oh, by the way, did you look at the message I sent you? Did you see if any of them were good and see if we can like change some of the wordings?
I liked what you said. Hold on, let me actually go back and look at it. But I liked the employee engagement platform created by your greatest HR investment. I just think we need to change. I think it was created was what was throwing me off, because like employee engagement platform created.
Hi, Sean.
Oh.
Hi, Kelly.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. Just let me 2 minutes. I have to change my location. I will join.
We're talking about PR stuff, so.
Yeah.
Go ahead, continue, Kayla.
That's the only thing, like, thrown off by. Hold on, let me actually evaluate what I was thinking, because I didn't write anything. I just kind of looked at it and I thought that. But yeah, I think it was the created part that was throwing me off. But I mean, employee engagement platform created by your.
The third one.
Yeah, the third one.
Yeah,
also like the
take it out. I just wanted to add employee engagement in there somewhere.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let me delete that and just put employee engagement. So yeah, see what you can come up with.
And were you saying you wanted that to be on like the home page, or just saying anywhere on the website?
I guess anywhere, hopefully homepage, but if it doesn't make it to the homepage, possibly anywhere. But and none of those have to technically go up on the website. I just wanted to get your feels for it.
Okay, got it. Yeah, the homepage will eventually be way more full than it is right now. Just need, of course, more more information, and then the actual interface of how everything looks, because that's very key in terms of B2B. People like to see what will I be doing if I have this software. So that's what will be.
Also, our current slogan and whatever the line, it's not catchy enough in my opinion. I think it's still too long or too complicated.
You talking about the first line that's on the homepage?
Yeah, the first line. So maybe we need to, because 5-second rule, we need to capture people's attention in 5 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe we can create multiple lines of story within 5 seconds, or we come up with a slogan that will capture audience attention. But I'll let you deal with that.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know if you guys heard. I don't know if Alex is coming. I think he's not coming. Let me ping him. Sid is pregnant, or she has been pregnant. She's having some complication issue, so she's gonna be stepping down from leadership on a medical leave. So Farzad has thankfully stepped up to take on her role, and he has been really doing a good job. He has been basically co-leading with Sid, so Farzad definitely knows what he's doing. And
Yes, I'm here.
yeah, and Retina is our HR person that we recruited. You probably maybe saw her on Wednesday company meeting, but yeah, her son is also having some medical issues, so a seizure or something, or so she has to be on medical leave as well to be by his side, and just too much medical leaves at the moment. Especially
That's unfortunately,
yeah,
close to holiday.
Yeah, especially in holiday coming up. So I'm convincing Rhea to come back as we were all part-time, but like part-time, if you guys know what I mean. like after Thanksgiving. We're also going to have a Christy who is going to be business admin lead for the business department. But we have Farzad on developer, so we're good. And we have Kayla. So I think we're good there too. So on the 3 department main functionality. But again, we're trying to go full time much as possible. So right now we're in talks of possible funding. Me and Alex just finished earlier about an hour ago about that talk. So hopefully it'll get us at least $50,000. That's what we're hoping for in terms of seed round. But that will help us at least this year to be on full-time staff kind of thing. Alex, just to heads up, Sid and Retina, who is our HR. So our developer and our HR, which is our most needed people, are like both off right now. So I'm like trying to hold down the fort again. Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm trying to have people fill in for them. So.
Do you have any update on the situation with the salesperson that we've been looking at recruiting?
Yeah. We got Christy. I sent you the.
Yep. We were talking to commission structure about her.
So she's not gonna join until after Thanksgiving. So.
Right.
This Thanksgiving. But Farzad, can you? I'll turn the table towards you. Can you explain to us how you're going to connect Wix with the application and stuff?
Yes, actually, I have deployed a couple of websites with the Wix. So before they cannot do that, but right a couple months ago they just added some more feature. Yeah, exactly. To add it, but I have to actually connect, ask technical department from Wix. So what the app? What's the real app you are talking about? Because when I said app, they're talking about different option because they have app market. So are you talking for our app in the Android and iOS or?
No. All we needed is app working. So let me share my screen so I can better explain to you. So what I need right now is a functioning MVP website.
Mm-hmm.
So if we go to landing page, I don't know, where's the landing page? Okay, pretend this is the landing page, right?
Okay.
We should be able to sign in and go to the app. Okay, right now it's not, And then when I say app, I mean this.
Yeah, I think 90% is possible. It's going to that. Yep.
Okay, so but the thing is, can we have it done before Thanksgiving?
Okay, before Thanksgiving.
Yes, that's the hard part. I'm sure. But the thing is, are you saying Wix is better at doing? So we can do Wix here and then Wix there, Is that what you're saying? Because this
Yeah.
is how can you connect this to Wix? Because this is custom made. You know what I mean? Source
Yeah,
code.
this is because yeah. So doesn't matter. Don't worry. Just let me Wix, access, and I think so. Maybe around 1 or 2 days before Thanksgiving, I can get it connected both together after the signing.
Do you need
Yeah.
the Wix account? Is it free?
Yes.
And how much do we need to pay?
So if you know the Wix, you can get the free monthly free. That's what the Wix is coming up like this one. The site has a Wix ad. It's not good. So let me. How
Yeah,
much
we
they
need to
wish?
have our own professional domain, like
Yeah.
and third
Right
party.
now, I have a for one company around 3 months ago. I bought around 300 for all 300 something for all 1 year. You know.
Okay. No, if you want, we do have a Wix website. I'll give you the logins.
Yeah, the login just I right away. I can connect it between Wix and
We're
our
already
app.
paying. Oh, sorry. We're already paying for EINC website. You see this one, premium.
Yeah.
If we really want, we can shut this website down and give it to Entropy.
Wix has right now it's the number one. They have a lot of feature. You can add it something, your code or everything you can add it, and also they support backend too.
Okay.
In the future, you need the backend something like that. They support it because everything they changes are almost in the
No,
last 1 year.
what I'm saying is I already have a Wix premium account. I'm already
Okay.
paid. I already paid for this. I paid about $300 for 2
Yeah,
years.
300 exactly.
But
Just I
but
think
for
so.
2 years,
Switch
which
it.
is really good.
I think so. You have to just switch it, right?
I can switch it, but you see how this is connected to enc.biz?
Yeah, I know.
We need to make it like that.
Mhm.
So, I'll give you the account for this, and then I need you to work your magic before or during Thanksgiving, if that's possible.
Thanksgiving is Thursday. No, the Thursday, yeah.
Or
And
just after,
I want to
like, I want to really launch this business.
maybe tomorrow I can. Hopefully, it will done.
Okay, I mean, yeah, much as you can, get it done.
Yeah.
So I'll give you the login. So right now,
Okay.
so basically, you're not added to this, but I can add you to our password list. So I'll add you right here for. Yeah. What the hell? Actually, I'll just give it to you.
Okay.
I'll have Wix. Right here. That's the password right there. I'll send it to you here on this chat, okay?
Okay. I got you.
You got it?
Yep.
So do whatever
Save.
you need to do. Just don't mess with the EINC website.
Yeah, just let me. I connected to the app, and after that, I will talk to you and show you how it's working. Get the final decision to
Okay.
buy again or just switch between two websites.
Yes, sir. Awesome. Um, Kayla, in terms of Kayla was working on the Wix design. Do you have anything before Farzad messes with the Wix?
Oh, Kayla, she's working the weeks too.
Yeah, she's also working on the Wix.
Oh, okay, sounds good. If I have any question, I will talk to her and get some idea. Okay, Kayla.
Oh no, is she? Hello.
Okay.
Yes, that works. That's perfect. I just do the design. I don't really know much about coding necessarily.
Don't worry, just about the UI and
So
design.
if you
That's
have
it.
any,
Don't worry.
Yeah, he's just gonna ask you design stuff.
Yeah, design, only design. Okay.
oh yes, okay, good. Okay, good.
Don't worry.
All right, sounds like a plan, guys. All right, I really, really need this to be done by Thanksgiving so I can send it out to people.
Okay, definitely I will do it.
Thank you, Farzad. Alex, anyone, any alibis from any leaders?
Not specifically. I mean, that kind of covers it.
Okay. All right. See you guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Oh wait, I have a question because
Oh.
you did say it's just for you.
You're breaking up. Hello? Let me stop sharing maybe because. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay. So you said you wanted to switch, like turn the EINC website off. You still want to do that?
Maybe. Why?
No, I was just asking because then, I mean, we wouldn't be fixing the website, I guess. I'm trying to figure out what we're doing with the EINC website.
I mean, we can keep it on.
Okay, because I think, I mean, we can either, I think, switch it, like the premium thing y'all were talking about, or we can, you know, make both of them premium.
Yeah, which is extra cost, but I don't know. Is it worth it though?
Say what you just said again. Sorry.
Is it worth it to buy another premium?
I don't think we should turn EINC off if you're trying to keep that website.
Alex, what do you say?
Well, that really depends on how much you want to brand the ENC website, because I mean it's a lot. I mean, really, we just need the landing page for the product. That's the biggest priority. Put a premium for the other website. I mean, it's really up to you. Although I wouldn't put it as high a priority.
Okay, I'll talk with Farzad and make the decision on that. Thank you.
All right, that's all I had though.
Okay, good question though, Kayla.
No problem.
All right, keep working on what you guys are doing. I'll talk to you guys on Slack.
All righty.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Yes.